Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. We've got more news today, so as always, let's get straight to it. The very first thing that I want to tell you guys about is actually a brand new figure coming from Seismic Toys. I have promoted them a few times as they are releasing an incredible Last Dinosaur Tyrannosaurus Rex, as well as some full moon kaiju that were sculpted by Creature Preacher. Well, Dope Pope has come back to them again, collaborating with them to create and I'm apologizing if I mispronounce the name because I've heard it pronounced so many different ways, Gigantron? I, again, have heard it so many different ways pronounced, but they are creating this figure, which does come from Ultraman Rising, if you have seen that film on Netflix, and honestly, it looks super, super cool. By far, in my opinion, the best figure that I have seen of this kaiju out from anyone, and definitely another epic addition to their line. Like, the colors on it, the sculpt on it, everything looks fantastic on this figure. This figure will be shipping this fall. The pre-sale is currently available, and the retail is $159.99 plus shipping and handling. So if you are interested in getting your hands on this super cool release from Seismic Toys, make sure you check the link that I will include in the description, which will take you straight on over to their website where you can pre-order it. Also, speaking of kaiju, Titanic Creations has officially gone live with their pre-order for their Titanicus figure. If you are interested in getting a pre-order in for this insanely cool figure, which just so happens to, I believe, be their largest figure to date, and maybe their best looking, depending on how you look at it, you can check out the pre-order, which I, of course, will include a link to in the description of this video, so you can take part in, the pre-order, of course, but just in general getting this figure made, because they are going to need a specific number of pre-orders so that the production can, get underway for this release. So make sure you check out the link in the description, head on over there, pre-order this incredible articulated kaiju figure, and get one in your hands when they are officially available. Also, a ways back, I actually had promoted a, up-and-coming company that was creating some really cool dinosaur figures. Well, they have officially created a shop. This is from Apex Toys, and as you can see, they've got some really cool dinosaur figures that they are releasing, and again, kind of like embryo stage dinosaurs, which look absolutely awesome if you ask me. Very much so in the style of Jurassic Park. Again, if you are interested in grabbing some of these and adding them to your collection, I will include a link in the description to where you can check out their shop, again, for Apex Toys. Also, Takara Tomy has some new figures coming, and they're actually not Jurassic World related. They have a new Giganotosaurus, which you can see is not a Jurassic World version for once, as previously, I believe the Jurassic World version was the only entry into their line of a Giganotosaurus, but we have, in a way, a bit more of an accurate looking version compared to, of course, the Jurassic World version. I think it looks pretty cool. Of course, it's not the greatest figure in the world, but there is one that I think actually looks really neat, and that's this one. We've got an Allosaurus coming to the line as well. Again, a non-Jurassic World version, because they do have a Jurassic World Allosaurus already, but I would say this one actually looks significantly better than the Jurassic World version that they have. And I'm also quite intrigued to see the fact that the articulation has changed on these figures. They don't have that ball joint in the tail anymore. They have that kind of, it's okay looking articulation, similar to the way we've seen it on some of their sauropods in the neck area, but it doesn't really look that great on the sauropods. However, it might look a little better on these guys. But again, two really cool figures coming to the Takara Tomy line at some point in the very near future. And then when it comes to Haolonggood, there are actually some brand new figures that have been unveiled. First of all, the Iguanadon. I actually did not get this up in time for the release of the figure. There just wasn't enough news at the time, but you can see these Iguanodon look really cool. Big fan of the colors on them as well. And again, as per usual, you have two different color variants of this figure that you can order right now from Lana Time Shop. So if you do want to grab these and add them to your collection, make sure you check them out again on Lana Time Shop and get your order in as soon as possible. But there was actually another figure that was revealed, and that is the Dloicus. Yes, there's going to be a Dloicus coming from Haolonggood. They haven't, like, officially, to my knowledge, revealed this so far, just basically like some sneak peek preview images of it, but it looks incredible. However, that wasn't the only one. There was actually a Giganotosaurus that was revealed as well, but there is some heartbreaking news associated with this Giganotosaurus. It has been delayed, and all of the figures that they actually created here are going to be thrown away, which is so sad because I thought it looked really cool, but apparently they did get a little bit of feedback from people that weren't really happy with the overall design, so they're going to kind of switch it up a little bit and then start production all over again for the figure. I believe they're intending on getting it made as fast as they can, but again, sadly, this one isn't coming as soon as we might have hoped because they are going to basically retool it a bit and then re-release it. Also, when it comes to Joe Laudati, he has actually gone ahead and sculpted himself and has released an absolutely beautiful vintage style Ankylosaurus, and you can see again all of these images showing off how picture perfect it is, of course, to an Ankylosaurus as far as like that old school style. This figure is actually based on the life-size statue that was created by Jonas Studios for the Sinclair Oil Company. The figure is 14 inches long and comes in 7 resin parts ready to assemble. If you are interested, I will include a link in the description to where you can contact Joe on Facebook or check him out on his website and place an order there. Then when it comes to Dino Dream, they did tease another image of the D-Rex, and it's just an image from behind, but at least it gives us a little bit more of a feel for the sculpt until it's actually revealed at some point in the near future. Then when it comes to W Dragon, they've got themselves another shark coming out, this time a great white shark, one of the coolest looking great white shark models that I have ever seen. And you know, I don't always buy modern day animals, but when they look this good, I'm gonna have to go ahead and pick this one up. Again, I'm not sure where you can pre-order this one, if it's even available to pre-order yet, or where you'll be able to order it once it does come out, maybe Sugo Toys, but I'm definitely going to try my hardest to get that one into my collection. Then as far as Nanmu goes, they did give us a little bit of a preview for the upcoming Super Articulated Smart Series Tyrannosaurus figure, showing off some of the articulation and the sculpt and everything. They do look absolutely incredible, about as dreamy as it gets when it comes to a super articulated Jurassic Park style Tyrannosaurus, but they also had shown off this image. Yes, another figure that is of a modern animal, I believe. They haven't technically confirmed to my knowledge that this is going to be a straight up crocodile, but it kind of seems that way. Again, I could be wrong though, but the sculpt is gorgeous, and just like everything else they're releasing, again, if you ask me, it is a home run. And then when it comes to Prime 1, they revealed probably one of the most incredible Jurassic World Rebirth Tyrannosaurus models ever. You can see they are releasing this insane model, which just so happens to be super huge and super expensive. It is 1/6 scale, so that kind of gives you a good idea as far as how gigantic this thing is. And you can clearly see how gorgeous the sculpt and paint job is for this. Of course, I don't know how good the actual factory paint job will be when it's finished, but on the prototype, man, it's out of this world, and by far the most screen accurate version of this Tyrannosaurus that you are going to find anywhere. Like I said though, the price tag is pretty huge. I think it's somewhere around $2,600, $2,700, somewhere around there, but considering the size and the quality of that release, that doesn't surprise me at all. You can pre-order it right now, though, if you are interested. Then when it comes to Creative Beast Studio and the Beasts of the Mesozoic, they have fully revealed their upcoming Seratosaurus figure. And man, oh man, is that ever one of the nicest Ceratosaurus ever. I cannot wait to see this one, even if it is such a long time away. It's so far off in the future, but just seeing how nice that sculpt is, and again, seeing the recent additions and improvements and everything made to the Carnotaurus, I am so excited to see this one when it does eventually get finished and actually released. And the final thing is from Mattel. I have to give a shout out and a thank you to both Maddie M and Collect Jurassic for sharing these images, but we have a look at some upcoming Hammond Collection figures, all of which are novel figures, novel dinosaurs. We do have a few cool ones. First of all, we've got ourselves the Mosaurus, and this one looks really nice. I love the colors on it. I love the sculpt. Everything looks really good. Of course, I'd love to see a better image of it, a more high quality image, but what we can see here does look really nice, though I wouldn't be surprised if the final product ends up looking a little bit different from any of the images that we see here, because I remember many times seeing the stuff at SDCC and then it actually looking quite a bit different when it gets released. But we'll also be getting a Dryosaurus, which is pretty cool. And again, sculpt-wise, this one looks really nice. Hard to get a good feel for the paint apps on it, though, but it looks like it's probably pretty cool. Then we've got ourselves the Ornitholestes, which is maybe one of the ugliest figures that I've seen come from Mattel in a long time. I'm not really sure what exactly happened here with this one. It just doesn't look that great to me, but it at least has some pretty fun looking paint applications, so that's a plus for the figure, and also some nice articulation, no doubt, of course, when it comes to the Hammond Collection. So as far as I know, that's the only stuff that was revealed this year at the SDCC. I don't know if more is coming. I don't know exactly if they reveal things more than once, but so far that's really all we've got. But some pretty fun stuff, I guess. So as of right now, guys, that's all the news I've got. When more comes out, I'll be sure to send it your way. But until then, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.